Welcome to the Rig and Farm YouTube channel. In this video we'll be sharing our experience and the cost of raising broiler chickens in a chicken tractor versus free-ranging them. We raised our very first batch of Cornish Cross chicks at our old house before moving to the farm. From the day they arrived until slaughter day, they were raised in our mobile brooder/chicken tractor. It was moved onto fresh grass every other day for the first several weeks and then daily for the last month or so. There was commercial feed available for at least 12 hours every day in addition to the forage of bugs and grass. They grew quickly and were ready to process just before hitting 8 weeks old. Our next batch of broiler chickens were raised at our new home on the farm. We decided to get Cornish Cross and Red Rangers to compare the two breeds. We've already made a video about that, so make sure you check it out when this video is over. The link is in the video description below. Our property has very little level ground, so the chicken tractor method wasn't a reasonable option. These birds were raised in brooders for the first several weeks before being moved out to free range. The two breeds were kept separately because we wanted to carefully track all of the feed that they consumed. As you can see, they quickly outgrew the brooders and were ready for greener pastures. These birds had access to grass and bugs like our first batch, but they also had significantly more space to run around without being crowded. All of the extra exercise is good for their health, but it also burns more calories. Given that free ranging is our only option at the time, this is how we've raised several batches of meat birds. We'll be making another video in the near future comparing meat quality and weight of birds processed at different ages, so make sure you subscribe if you don't already to find out our conclusion. So let's go ahead and compare the numbers of raising broiler chickens with these two different methods. We're not going to talk about the exact cost per bag because prices have gone up substantially over the last year. We'll be focusing on the amount of feed needed to produce meat. The chicks eat a starter feed that's formulated for optimal health during the first several weeks. Our broilers raised in the tractor ate 3.85 pounds of feed each. They were switched to a grower feed afterwards and ate an average of 9.38 pounds each. That gives us a total of 13.23 pounds eaten from the time we got them until they were processed. The processed birds averaged about 4.5 pounds, so it took about 3 pounds of feed per pound of chicken. Now let's compare this information to what happened with our free-ranged chickens. They ate an average of 3.75 pounds of starter, so pretty much the same as the previous batch. These birds ate 10.39 pounds of grower feed, which was just over a pound more than the birds in the chicken tractor. The total feed was 14.14 pounds on average, so just shy of a pound more than the others, but they had a finishing weight of about 3.5 pounds on average, so it took about 4 pounds of feed per pound of meat in the same amount of time as the other chickens. Based on our experience, it's pretty clear that raising broilers in a chicken tractor is much more economical than free-ranging them. We believe that free-range birds are happier and healthier, but ultimately it is up to the individual farmer or homesteader to decide what's more important. Now we're going to show you how we keep track of all the feed that we give our animals. We created this spreadsheet in Google Sheets that makes it super easy. Whenever we get a new animal or batch of animals, we duplicate the blank template and rename it to whatever's being tracked. We'll do meat chickens in this example. We create a drop-down menu for the different prices of 50-pound bags of feed. To do that, right-click the B column and select Data Validation. Select List of Items and then change the cell range to B2 to B100. You can't go higher than 100 if it's an animal you'll be feeding for a long time. It's set to 1,000 for our pigs. Then type in the price of the feed. Let's say you have a leftover bag of grower that was $9.99, you bought another bag that was $10.49, and a bag of chick starter that was $10.99. Save it and you're all set. Click on G1 and then you can type in chicken. Then go to G2 and type the number of chickens you're raising and how much you paid for each day-old chick. In this example, we paid $3.99. They arrived on January 1st, so we opened a bag that cost us $10.99. We'll note that it was chick starter. 20 days later, we opened our old bag of grower feed. Let's type in the day we opened our next bag and how much we paid for it. You can see that by the end of the bag that they've eaten a total of 150 pounds, and it cost $31.47 total. Divide that by our number of chicks and add the purchase price to show that it costs us $7.14 per chicken. In this example, we're going to grow the birds out a little longer, but upon arriving at the feed store, we notice that the cost went up yet again. We have to add the new price of $11.49 to our data validation. And now it'll appear in the drop-down menu. It's faster to skip this step entirely when doing a small batch of birds, but the drop-down menu makes it so much better when you're going through multiple bags to grow out animals. Our pigs, for a real-life example, have eaten 165 50-pound bags for a total of 8,250 pounds. The cost of each bag has gone up many times in the last 10 months, and this drop-down menu saves so much time when tracking each bag we open. You can see that we've also modified the formula to adjust when a pig got butchered, as well as how much it costs for the lifetime of our breeding females. If you want to get this feed tracker, you can head to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rigandfarm. Patrons who donate a minimum of $5 a month have access to this spreadsheet, as well as all of the other documents we've created, such as our farm expense report and income trackers designed specifically for agricultural businesses. Once you download that file, you can open it in Google Sheets or Microsoft Excel. These will save you a lot of time and effort. Thank you so much for watching. We really hope you enjoyed the video. We'll see you next time!